I'm totally blown away here that I'm standing at the Cielo Vista Mall. You have the Walmart right behind me. I just left my hotel room about 10 minutes ago to come here to the Cielo Vista Mall. And I couldn't help but think when I got within a mile or two of coming to the Cielo Vista Mall, what Patrick Crusius must have been thinking after he had driven 9 hours from his Dallas suburb to come here to the Cielo Vista Mall to kill Mexicans. My stomach became uneasy, I felt queasy, I feel incredibly sad as I'm sitting here. And it is very interesting to look at the manifesto of Patrick Crusius to figure out what was this guy doing? Why was he coming to this particular place to kill Mexicans? If I could set the scene for you, this was a beautiful sunny Saturday morning. We had shoppers everywhere, shoppers from El Paso, shoppers that had come from Juarez, which was quite normal. It was the end of summer and people were getting ready for the fall. So we had to get all the back to school clothes and all the supplies for school. Patrick Crusius knew what he was doing. This location that he chose was as premeditated as were the killings that were going to take place here. Patrick Crusius shattered that beautiful sunny Saturday morning here with a high-powered rifle when he came. Another thing that is so eerie to me is the idea that Patrick Crusius walked into this mall here, he cased the joint, came out here, was feeling a little hungry, got a bite to eat like nothing big was happening today, and then he came back and opened fire. As eyewitnesses have said, he walked up and down the aisle shooting people that had white skin he let pass, people with brown skin had no such license. 23 people ended up being killed, 23 were injured, even a lady that was holding her 2-month-old child in her hands were gunned down. When you examine or try to understand, get inside the head of this individual, when you look at the manifesto, the very first sentence of the manifesto is, the reason I came here to kill Mexicans was because they invaded here. The irony is unreal. The Mexicans invaded? Not the Anglos had invaded? He says from the very beginning that he was defensive. He was not the instigator. He was not the aggressor here. He was a defender of his culture. He also talks about my possession. It is my Texas, right? It is my country. It is my ethnicity. And somebody is here as a threat to take that away. Another connection that Patrick Crusius was influenced by the killings that took place in New Zealand when the killer went after the Muslims, and the killings of Jews in Pittsburgh and also in San Diego. And although the manifestos are different lengths and they have different things in them, there is a connecting point through all of these alt-right manifestos, and it is white replacement. The fear of white replacement is such a big, big deal. The browning of America. You've seen this in films over and over again. Jews will not replace us. You will not replace us. The changing demographics that are going on here scare these white people. They're afraid that their culture will be gone. Indeed, Patrick Crusius says in this manifesto that Mexicans were not his original target until he heard about white replacement. It is very interesting to me that the defensive stance that Patrick Crusius said. So you imagine a guy with a high-powered rifle comes to El Paso, knowing the ethnic makeup, 83% Hispanic, comes in here and he says, I'm the defender, right? These guys are the instigators. He knew how jammed this place was. He knew that the people would be coming across the border for good prices as they got ready for September. He knew the makeup of the people here, and that is the reason that he came. I think another thing which is very important is that we need to recognize the fact that this is not an aberration. Many politicians in Texas want to talk about the fact that we need stricter gun laws, or he was a lone wolf, or he played too many video games. Veronica Escobar, Congresswoman Veronica Escobar, called it out. It was an outsider who committed a hate crime against people of color. We have to understand that this is not a one-off. This is not an aberration, that you can go back 200 plus years and chronicle Anglo racism against Latinos for more than 200 years. And as a country, if we do not tackle this systemic racism that we have in this country, we will never heal. We have to understand that this is an ongoing process and we have to stop it.